Hi there, I'm Becky Hammond, and welcome back to Isogo TV. Wherever you are on your strengths journey, I want to help you take your greatest strengths and apply them to your everyday work and your everyday life. This is episode number 24, where I answer a question. And today, that question is, can my strength actually be my weakness? So, let's dive in. The other day, after one of my workshops, and actually after my workshops are where some of my best conversations happen, somebody came up to me and said, I can see these things as my strengths, and in fact, this is super eye-opening for me, but I've also seen where these things have gotten me in trouble in the past. Like, some people will look at these and say, yeah, those things are true about you, and they'd frustrate the heck out of me. So can these strengths also be my weaknesses? And the short answer, and what I said to him right then, was, yeah, they can. Your strengths can be your weaknesses, because, your strengths get at these things, these words that the StrengthsFinder identifies. They get at these underlying patterns of thought, feeling, and behavior. These are your talents. These are the core of your wiring and why you do what you do and the things that energize you. But if they're not dialed in optimally, they're not really going to be something that gets you to a place of success that can really resonate as a strength to you and to the people that are around you. If they are, let's say, your volume dial for one of these strengths is dialed up way too high, where the music that it's playing is completely annoying the neighbors that are around you, then yeah, that's going to come across as a strength. In episode 19, I talked about the hidden power of weakness. And in that episode, I shared my favorite definition of weakness that's given by the Gallup organization. And that is, a weakness is something that gets in the way of your productivity or the productivity of somebody else. That gets in the way of your well-being or the well-being of somebody else around you. For example, for me, I have achiever as one of my StrengthsFinder strengths, one of the talents that's true about me. And when it's working optimally, it's awesome. I get tons done in a day. I am checking off my list. I kind of have a drive, a stamina, and energy to continue to get things done. But when it's dialed up too high, when that volume dial of achiever is not right in the middle, but rather blasting way off to the side, it really gets in my way and frustrates me and oftentimes the people that are around me. 2AM and I are much more well acquainted than we should be because of achiever when I have it up too high. I get so much energy from getting things done that I just don't want to go to bed. But the next day, when my family still rises at 6 a.m., it destroys my productivity for that day. It gives me a lack of patience for what I have to do that day in my work or with my family. And that is not using achiever as a strength. That talent of achiever, the underlying natural tendency for me, it's not using it as a strength when it keeps me up till 2 and I can't be productive or nice the next day because of it. Another friend and colleague of mine said I could share her example as well. She leads with responsibility. Responsibility is this amazing ability to be dependable. There are people that you can absolutely rely on because they take psychological ownership for what they do. But she said that when she takes on too much, that's when she sees her responsibility as a weakness. Because she's so dependable and so loyal, she feels great that people around her are saying, yeah, I trust you with this. So would you take on this project? So she says yes. And someone else, would you take on this project? So she says yes as well. And pretty soon she's just said yes to so many things that she's burnt out. She's frustrated. And so something that is so beautiful, so amazing about her and kind of her dependability and loyalty, all of a sudden becomes something that's crippling and crushing to her and to the people around her, because now she isn't giving the results that they are expecting of her or that they know of her, and she's just exhausted in her life. So because she had a responsibility turned up way too high, it became a weakness. That beautiful talent that's usually a strength and gets her great places became something that was weak. So that's the answer to that question. Yeah, these strengths, these talents that you have underneath you, they can come out as weaknesses. And so it's up to us to really dial those things in to determine, in this situation, am I using this talent as a strength, or am I using it way too much or way too little, where it's starting to get in the way of my well-being or the well-being of somebody around me? So that was your Q and my A. And I'd love to know, did I answer your question, or are you still wondering about some things? If you're like my videographer, you're still wondering about some things. So I'd love to answer that. I would love to know, what other questions does that bring up for you, or what other things are true of your situations around you that maybe I can give you a little bit of insight on. So comment on the blog associated with episode 24, or contact me directly over at isogostrong.com as well, because I'd love to connect with you and see if I can help you at all. I want this message of strengths to get out to the world, to help eliminate that hate and strife and unnecessary frustration that happens every day in our work and our lives. And it really comes from not having those strengths dialed in, from them being an over or underdrive and operating in weaknesses that's getting in the way of our well-being or the well-being of the people around us. So it would help get that word out if you shared Isogo TV with your circles, your virtual circles, and the people sitting next to you. And I'm just glad that you tuned in with me here today on Isogo TV, and I look forward to having you along next week.